For example, after knight c4, just queen d4 check seems to pick up the knight. But of course here black can extract or take the white bishop by playing e5, after which f takes e5, d takes e5, and queen takes e5, and here black can win the bishop, because of course after something like queen d3 here b5 wins the bishop. But here after rook takes c4, white still has a dangerous attack after something like knight a5, threatening this rook here. And of course here black cannot take the knight on a5 because of this knight f6 check winning the queen. So an interesting line would be something like rook e8, queen g5, rook c takes e4, and here knight takes b7. And here probably black should trade queens, but if black doesn't want to trade queens, queen a8. Now here is an interesting line, because knight f6 check, knight takes f6, queen takes f6. Here if black takes this knight, then white's h-pawn turns into this pawn from hell and just starts marching up the board, because after h5 g5 is the only move that doesn't lose pretty much immediately. So here white just goes h6, threatening this checkmate here. So black has to go rook g8, and here after queen takes f7, king h8, the pawn from hell strikes again and moves forward, and it's actually threatening to checkmate black on g8. So doesn't look like knight c4 is any good here. So after knight g4, white can simply play f5, blocking the defense from the bishop. When after something like knight gf6, bishop takes h5, knight takes h5, f takes g6, f takes g6, and queen g5, it looks like this g6 pawn will fall, and there doesn't seem to be any reasonable way to defend it. And the last move, knight c6, is also losing after the immediate bishop takes h5, g takes h5, and here this f5 again. And if black tries something like rook g8, for example, trying to run away with the king, then simply something like rook d g1 check. And here of course not king f8 when black gets immediately checkmated, but king h7, and after king h7 simply rook g5, and then after the rook exchange it seems that black can't really do anything about the white attack crashing through on the h file. So it seems that knight d5 would have been pretty much immediately winning. My move, however, was rook dg1, with the idea being the game continuation, which is knight c4, bishop takes c4, queen takes c4, and here queen g5, attacking both this e7 pawn and this h5 knight because of this pin on the g file. And the idea here is of course that if black plays knight f6 to defend both these pieces, then white can simply play h5 and the attack continues. I'm not sure which move is best in this position, because after h5 something like rook h8, h takes g6, rook takes h1, g takes f7, king takes f7, rook takes h1, and it looks like white has an extra pawn and some attack, so it's not really pleasant. My opponent, however, chose this rook h8 move, defending the h5 knight and sacking the e7 pawn, which I of course took immediately. And here the white queen is threatening both these d6 and d7, the bishop on d7 and the pawn on d6, that is. And here something like queen c6 would lose immediately. I saw this line during the game. If queen c6, then rook takes g6 leads to a quick checkmate. And so basically this queen e6 offering a queen trade is pretty much forced. But I thought about it, and it seems that I have this nice attack going on. So I decided I didn't want to trade queens, so I simply retreated to g5. Now here of course this rook takes g6 is still possible when something like queen takes g6, queen takes d7, b5, knight d4, and then king h7 to dodge the check, and then knight d5, and the white knights seem pretty powerful in the center. So it looks like an interesting line. But yeah, I went here, queen g5, retreating, and my opponent played bishop c6, and I played this knight d4 with the idea that that the knight can help with the attack, or I can just trade it off to with the c6 bishop if it looks like my attack doesn't amount to anything. So black played queen d7, and here I played f4, continuing this attack. And here black offered this queen trade again, obviously feeling that the pressure against the king's position is just too big. So I first took the bishop, and after b takes c6 I played f5. Now f5 probably isn't the best move. I think maybe queen g4, retreating again, would be the best move, and then with the idea being that now f5 is pretty strong. For example, queen b6, f5, and here if something like rook b8, b3, queen e3, and here just taking on g6 is strong, because black can't take the knight here, because after g takes f7 and for example king f6, then queen d7, and the black king is pretty much in a mating net, and black will have to give up considerable material to extract him. So maybe something like knight f6 and then queen g5, and if the queens are traded, then simply white can go for this type of easily winning endgame. So definitely queen g4 was probably the best move here. I played f5 and allowed the queen trade, and here black had this option to trade pawns on f5, which would probably have been black's best bet. G takes f5, e takes f5, then rook c e8, rook h4, rook e5, and here probably knight e4 was the best way to play for a win with white. It looks pretty difficult, so maybe black could hold the draw here.